Hey, I'm here at last. And we've got 54 people. Oh, this light's a bit bright. Let's just turn that light down a little bit. Oh, that took a while. Now then, if I do that, is that better? Hi, who have we got? Let's see. Oh, I'm just at home tonight. Yeah, I'm not out. You know, this time last week, I'm sure I was sunbathing at this time. And it's dark. I cannot believe it's dark. It's dark, everyone. We're going into winter, folks. It's all over. Hi to Rick. Hi to Michael. Hi to Peter. Hi to Moonage. Hi to everyone. I can't see with my glasses on. Hi to Darren. Ben R28. Leon. Nigel. Polly W. The Captain. Bumbutt Poopy, is it? Michael Kelly, Audio Coffee. Hi, everyone. Hi to everyone. June Law. Hi. Cats Rule. Simon in Leicester. Paul Hill. Ah, yeah. Long time since you've been on a live stream. Yeah. Yeah, so, oh God, it always seems to go off just before I start a live stream. And I always seem to be late starting. There's always something, but I'm not out. I'm not out this week. I've been out. 64 people watching. Don't forget to hit thumbs up. We got Michael and Rick in tonight. The boys. Alan Griffiths, hi. I had to get myself a cup of tea. Look, I've got a cup of tea, yes, cup of tea. I have got a drink, yes. This is my drink, look. Do you like my mug? Special mug this. Hi, Karen. Yeah, that's okay, Karen. See you on the replay. Yeah, so here we are again, and we're in darkness. What is going on, folks? It's dark outside. It's dark. What is... Did the clocks go back? And I didn't even know that they were going back. I didn't think they'd go back till October. And it's dark outside. I can't believe it. It feels like the middle of winter. Yeah, I cannot believe it. Yes, it's been a bit of a... Anyone recognise that? Oh, it looks rather familiar, that, doesn't it, really? Yes, I think I might need to get myself some Starman merch. What do you think? Yeah. They should want to dark for them. Starfield now. Well, yeah. Well, it would help if it wasn't cloudy, but it's also really, really cloudy today. We've had drizzle. Hi, Jimmy. Yeah, it's not been a nice day today at all. 88 people watching. Don't forget to hit the like. We've even got Ashley watching. Hi, Ash. Ash is the guy that sorted out my website, so thanks to him for that. I needed to sort out my new calendar as well, Ash, because I've got the new calendar coming soon. He says need to be up in Scotland after for clear skies tonight for Comet Nishimura. Yeah, Comet Nishimura. I haven't seen it yet because up until now it's been something that you have to be up in the morning, right before sunrise. So has anybody seen Comet Nishimura on here? Has anybody seen it? We've got 92 people watching. Has anybody on here seen it? I've seen quite a few pictures of it, and there've been some pretty good pictures as well. Everyone that's taken a picture of it has said that they haven't actually seen the comet. They reckon that it's just not quite visible with the naked eye. So, but saying that, the pictures do look pretty good. From what I've seen, this comet looks pretty good. Now, it could get brighter yet. The slight problem is, yes, I know that Rick's saying that there's a very small window to see it. We've got this week, I reckon, to see the comet. If we don't see it this week, we might be out of luck, I'm afraid. It's actually swinging around the sun, and it's getting closer to the sun. I think its closest approach to Earth is tomorrow, I think, or maybe Wednesday. And then the closest it gets to the sun, I think, is on the 18th. Now, you won't be able to see it when it's near the sun because it'll be just lost in all the brightness. the thing is, when it comes round the other side of the sun, will we still be able to see it, or will it have just completely obliterated by the sun? We'll have to wait and see. We don't know, but these comets, they're a little bit unpredictable. I'm in Scotland, so we're going out to have a look. Yeah. Well, if it's certainly clear where you are, the best time to look is going to be after sunset. Get looking after sun. As soon as the sun goes down below the horizon, I'd probably say give it half an hour before it gets dark enough. But if you have got chance this week, if you have got clear spells towards the west after the sun goes down, we're looking sort of in the region of well, I'm just going to check now. I think we need to be looking sort of not where the sun set, but more towards where the planet Venus is. I think it's to the left of the planet Venus.
You're broken.
I can't say that you will see it, because I've had a few people say that this comet, they can't actually see the comet with the naked eye, and I can kind of understand that, because I photographed comets before in the past that were not visible to see, but when you take a picture of them, they look amazing. There's a couple of comets that have been visible with the naked eye, and those are the Pan-STARRS, Comet Pan-STARRS, back in 2013, and I think Comet Ison as well was a naked eye comet. The comet of 2020, which was Comet Neowise, that was very visible with the naked eye, that one. And so there's been a few, but there's also been quite a few that you can only really see them when you take a photograph. So I'm just trying to check now with Stellarium whereabouts. I did put did I put a guide on the thing? I might have put a guide on it showing you where to look. So I think yeah, any day this week after sunset. I mean, there's no chance for us today because are the comets easy to see? No, they're not, Josh. Lovejoy, yeah, Lovejoy. I think Lovejoy might have just been able to see it. Quite a lot of the comets you can see if you use like binoculars or something. Most of them tend to just not be bright enough to see with the naked eye. So I bet you the comet isn't on there on my set time to now. Right, let's see. Is it got the comet on here? I haven't got it on my. Well, if I put that on, no. I trust it not to show up on this app I've got here. It's somewhere near the tail of Leo. If you know the constellation of Leo, the comet this week is somewhere around the tail of Leo. Leo the lion. Thanks, Ben. Hi, Hazel. I miss shopping at Comet, says Audio Coffee. Thanks, Nigel. Yeah, so you might have better weather than me, because here in Blackpool, it's not very good at the moment. We had some nice weather last week, but I'm afraid that it's just gone to pot at the moment. So, can we get to 100 people? Oh, we're 97. Hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, we've got 57 likes. We've got 97 watching. So if we can just get some more likes, it might just push us to 100. Michael said that it's raining in, where are you, Michael? Just, can't remember the name. Ashton on the line, is it? Steve, no chance of seeing anything this week from sunny Stoke. Heavy cloud all week. That's a disappointment. There is a chance here. I'm thinking Wednesday. I don't know about tomorrow. Staley bids. Thanks, Mike. So many variables with comets. Yeah, all depends on magnitude. Well, apparently this comet, right? I can't even go out in hot weather, says Audio Coffee. Right, okay, so the faintest stars that we can see in the night sky, the faintest stars have a magnitude of 6. And that's if you've got good eyesight, very good eyesight. We can see stars with a magnitude down to 6. Now that sounds stupid, down to 6. because normally you count up to 6. But no, the magnitude scale for brightness of stellar objects actually goes up for the fainter and down for the brighter. So the most brightest objects in the sky are actually magnitude minus the minus. So the North Star, for instance, is a very, very average looking star. It's magnitude 2. Magnitude 2 is the North Star. It's a very, very average looking star. It's not bright, it's not particularly dim. It just looks like any other star in the sky, and it has a magnitude of 2. Now, any lower than 2, or any lower number than 2, is brighter. So a star like Vega, which is in the Summer Triangle, has a magnitude of around about 0. So in fact, Vega was the first star that they picked for the magnitude scale, and they said, oh, this star's going to be, we're going to call it 0. Hi to DJ Magnicor, hi to, who else have we got? Wayne, hi to Jimmy. Yeah, so everything has a magnitude, and the lower the number, the brighter it is. So, for instance, the moon, when it's a full moon, has a magnitude of -12. The sun has a magnitude of -27. So you can see the more lower the number, the brighter it is. It doesn't get brighter than the sun, magnitude -27. I always see what look like stars moving across the sky. Could these be shooting stars? No, I think that those will be satellites. There's lots of satellites up there. If you look into the night sky and you look up for long enough, you'll see things moving across. A lot of them tend to move the same way, but you'll also get some moving the other way. Those are satellites. So you've seen a few satellites. Hi to Red Nasher 831. Have you eaten all your tonics yet? I've not even started them. Right, okay, so when it comes to magnitude, the magnitude scale, the less number, the brighter, the bigger the number, the fainter. This comet is around about magnitude 6. It could be even less. Now that means it should be on the realms of naked eye visibility, but there's a big but there. I did mention that we can see stars down to magnitude magnitude 6. We can see stars that are around about magnitude 6. They're the faintest stars that we can see. The problem is that a comet is not a star. It's like a diffuse object. It's diffuse, it's spread out. The light is spread out across a big area. Therefore, the magnitude of a comet, even if it equates to the magnitude of a star, doesn't mean that it's going to be as bright as that star, because the light is spread out. So, let's say that this comet gets to the same brightness as the North Star, magnitude 2. That means that it won't be as bright as the North Star, because it's not a point, and the North Star is a point. All stars are points. So that's why we don't think it's going to be as that bright to see. But anyway, that's it. I have a big butt. I'm going to pretend to be offended, says Audio Coffee. I know a few people with big butts, says Sarah. Donna Welsh, Stairgate. Some place in the UK might be cloudy, yeah. Have you updated your profile picture again? I'm just trying to read these comments. That's not for me, that one. About the shortbread, yeah, I've not even started it yet. Plus any sunlight will also dim. Yeah, and there's another thing as well, folks. Rick's just mentioned. This comet is in the sunset. It's not in a dark sky. It is not in a dark sky. That's the thing about this comet. It's so close to the sun. It's in our solar system now that we can only see it, the position where it is, we can only see it in the sunset. So we get to see it in that orange kind of sky, and that's why it's hard to spot. Yes, you might see it with binoculars. Wait till the sun goes down. Don't start looking till the sun goes down. You won't see it when the sun's up anyway, not a chance. But yeah, it's got a big tail. I saw a picture of it. Someone took a picture of it, and it had a big tail. Looked quite impressive, actually. We've got over 100 people watching. Whey! And we've got 75. What's happening with the sun? It's acting strangely recently with the... Well, what's happening with the sun? Oh, we've got random in the house. Does random approve? Now then, what's happening with the sun is that it's on a cycle. It's on an upwards cycle at the moment. It's going up. And as the sun is moving upwards, even when it's moving downwards, it's very, very active. Whether it's going up in activity or whether it's going down, it tends to throw off a lot of flares and you get sunspots. The only times you don't get activity on the sun is when it's at the top and when it's at the bottom of its activity. There's not much going on the sun when it's at the top and the bottom, but anywhere in between, as it's making its way up or as it's making its way down, is when you get a lot of activity on the sun. And that's why at the moment, well, I'm not too sure right now, but there have been loads of spots on the sun. Yeah, sun dished out a massive CME called the tail of the comet. It's been recovered for a while but was a dot. Well, this takes me back to kind of takes me back to Comet. Does anybody remember Comet Ison? Comet Ison. Random approves. Can anybody remember Comet Ison back in, was it 2013? It was one of the first comets I ever saw. In fact, I think it might have been the first comet that I ever actually went out looking for, and that was in the sunset as well. You could just see it with binoculars. You could just see it. I got a photograph of it. You know, I'll see if I can find that picture. I'm just using the phone, by the way, tonight, folks. I'm not using my fancy camera or anything. Yeah, because I'm at home, and I thought I might as well just do it on here. But yeah, I have actually photographed lots of comets over the past 10, 13 years ever since I first started looking for them properly. The clock's going back next month. It'll be getting dark in the mornings, yeah. Not really looking forward to that. I'm just looking for a picture. Where's that? Oh, honestly, I can't find anything on here. Right. Oh. Comet. Right. Hi, Alfie. Looking forward to the Blackpool video. Halebop was my favourite. Yeah, Rich just mentioned Halebop. I missed Halebop because I wasn't really watching then. When Halebop was around, I wasn't really interested at the time. So I missed Halebop. But I have a picture, and I'll tell you when this picture was taken because it's on my Flickr account. Oh, hang on, that's not the comet I was thinking. That's actually Ison. I thought sorry, Pan-STARRS. I thought that was Ison. This is Ison. Let's see what date was this? 19th of November 2013. Have you got bugs on your right shoulder, or are they buttons? They're actually holes. Oh, thanks for noticing the holes in my shirt. I think I've got moths. Moths have been eating my shirt. Look at this picture here. Can you see that? That is a picture of a comet. One of the first comets I ever photographed. No, this one isn't. And the cover shot is not the new comet. It's an old one. You see that comet there? That's called Comet Ison. Hi, Sheila. Yeah, that's okay. Watch it later. That's Comet Ison. And that was taken late 2013. Now, that comet was a sun grazer. And what happened was it went around the sun and it never came back again. Mooney says the moths are from my wallet. Yeah. I think I need some new shirts, don't I? Yeah. So that was Comet Ison. It was probably what really got me into comets, you know, because before I'd never seen Halley's Comet, I'd never seen Hale-Bopp, I'd never seen anything like that. So it was amazing to actually see one of these comets that have come in from they come from the far, far reaches of the solar system, way out there where it's icy. And they come into the solar system every so often. Could be every 10, 20 years, every 100 years, or even every 1,000 years. Frank's in Whitby. Hi, Frank. Sunny Whitby. I think he might be being ironic there when he says sunny. And the thing about comets is when they come into the inner solar system and they start to heat up by the sun heats them up. That's when they start to give off that coma and all of the ice melts and it leaves a tail. And that's what happens to a comet when it comes into the solar system. That's what happens. It starts to sublimate, the ice comes off and it starts to form a tail. Paul Hill, Hellbot was amazing. Unfortunately, I wasn't into photography back then. Well, I was into photography back then, but I just wasn't really that into comets. I'd probably heard about it, but I maybe didn't make a concerted effort to go out and look for it. That's the problem, you see. I think I had the same with Halley's Comet. I wanted to see Halley's Comet, but I just did not know how to see it. And I probably would have looked out in the back garden from Blackpool to have a look for it, but that would have been no good because the light pollution would have been too much. And I think back then, I don't think I would have been able to get anywhere further out. Hi to Black Country Crazy Drivers. Alfie said he saw Hailbot. It looked like it was heading straight for us. Wow. Sublimate is a great word, says Frank in Blackpool. Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, so that was Comet Ison. Now, I have seen lots of comets, and here's another one. This is Comet Pan-STARRS. When was this taken? Oh, this was taken earlier. Frank in Blackpool says, nice mug. Thank you, Frank. I need to get a Starman one. So this picture was taken 6 months earlier, 2013. Can you see that? Now this is kind of what Comet Nishimura might look like. It might look something like this in the sunset. This is what we're going to be looking at it like. We're going to be looking at it through the sunset, you see, folks. It's not going to be that easy to see. Now this comet here was called Pan-STARRS. And so, 2012, C2012 L4 Pan-STARRS. Cat's Real says he wants the Starman mug. So that comet there, look at that picture now. This is kind of what I'm talking about. We're going to have to sort of look for it in the sky like that. That's what it's going to be like. So we're not going to see it in the dark sky. Well, we might see it in the dark sky when it moves further away from the sun, starts moving away from the sun again. But the problem there is it might not be bright enough to see when it moves away from the sun. Or it could have even been wiped out by the sun. It could get, the whole thing could just be vaporized by the sun. You see, the thing is, if it goes too close to the sun, it'll just burn up. It'll just completely. The same thing happened to Comet Ison. If you look up Comet Ison, what happened was this. I don't think this is a sun grazer. Comet Ison was a sun grazer, and it went into the atmosphere of the sun, and it just got obliterated, and there was nothing left of it when it came out the other side. I don't think that they call this one a sun grazer, which means it's not going to go quite as close to the sun, but it could still be, you know, it could still affect it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But when Pan-STARRS came, when you could see it in the dark sky, this is what it looked like. Sorry, it's not the best way to show you a picture, but so we've got Comet Pan-STARRS there, and we've also got the Andromeda Galaxy. Because I took that photograph when the Comet Pan-STARRS was very close in the sky to where the Andromeda Galaxy is. Doesn't mean it was anywhere near the Andromeda Galaxy. It was, I mean, the Andromeda Galaxy was 2.5 million light years away, whereas the comet was literally hundreds of thousands of miles away. It just so happened to be in the same area of sky, and I managed to get the two in the same picture there, and you can see it's pretty low as well. It's just above the trees. I've just about managed to get it. I took that. I tell you where I took that from. I didn't take it from Blackpool. I took it from Pilling, which is north of Blackpool, and it's like a little village just to the north of Blackpool. 1996 was a good day. I was looking to see Comet Higher 2K through the clouds in late March 96. I remember having a long tail, very impressive. Moonage is just going to sort someone out. See you later, Moonage. Where is the darkest sky you've ever been to, says Josh Bell. The darkest sky I think I've ever been to is Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. Yellowstone National Park, all in. No competition from anywhere else. Even South Africa. I went to the Northern Cape. I went to Sutherland where they have the giant astronomical telescope, the big 10-meter reflecting telescope. And Yellowstone was darker than that. Paul and Julie, how much is the mug? Well, I don't know. I don't think they're that cheap, you know. I haven't been pushing them because, to be honest, I mean, you can buy these. If you go on my website, you can go on, you can buy them, but I just don't think they're very cheap. I do them for a site, and I think by the time you pay everything, it's too much. So what I want to try and do is I want to see if I can get them cheaper, and then we'll see if we can sort them out. I would like a Starman mug. I think it'd be great, wouldn't it? What do you think? It's just a case of getting it cheap. I don't want people paying silly money for a mug, really. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So, did anybody say this? I went to. Oh, I missed that, Leon. You retracted it before I saw it. Something to do with the dark sky in Wales. I've got a pick of hail bot with 2 tails on a Canon EOS 650 film camera. Wow, impressive. I did take some pictures on film, you know. I took pictures of the moon. I used to take pictures of the moon back in the olden days when film. I used to do double exposures. Will you be selling a calendar? Oh, your cups. I'll be selling both, hopefully. Calendar. £17, where they were cheaper. £17, where they were cheaper. Yeah, I will be trying to get the cup mugs down a bit because it's. I went to Lake Usk in Wales, bottle 0.5. Yeah, could do, Nigel. We'll think of something. Oh. So yes, we've got a comet in the sky, and that's. I couldn't do a video. I just didn't get a chance to do a video last week, so I just had to get something out about this comet because it looks like it might be quite good. Have you ever took a picture of a local hottie? What do you think will happen to the comet when it approaches the sun? Well, we'll have to wait and see, Nick, because I think it could affect the comet. We'll have to wait and see. It might just affect the tail, or it might just wipe out the comet all to. Still using your 2023 calendar. Thanks, Darren. Yeah, I've got the 2024 one. I've got all the pictures ready. I'll be getting it very, very soon, and I think it's better than last year. Yeah, so there you go. Just wait for 2024. I'm trying to see if I can do an Astro one as well. Who'd like an Astro calendar? I'm just trying to see. I've not even looked at the pictures yet, but I would like to do an Astro one as well. Have you got a site where you sell your products? I'm a big fan. I mean, it's called Kimberly. Hi, yeah, thanks very much. Yeah. If you just go on my site, Stephen Cheatley Photography. I don't know if I've got a link in the description, but you can get it on. You can get to it on my other page. I should always have a link to it, shouldn't I? But I don't. It's not that one, Wayne. It's the other one. It's Stephen Cheatley Photography. On there, I can't put a link at the moment, I'm afraid. But yeah, so there you go. That's it. I've got a quiz as well from last week. Astro calendar would be good. Yeah, you know, I should have done one years ago. So I've got quite a lot of stuff that I need to do. Yeah, I've not even done a workshop this year, which is a little bit unfortunate. Mind you, the weather's not been very good. I'm not ruling out the chance of doing an Astro workshop yet. October. Let's see if we can fit something in October, because I haven't done any this year, and I really want to do some because it's been a while. And every workshop that I've done they've always gone really well. and everybody's had a good time. And loads of people get to see stuff that they've never seen before, and that's one of the best things about it. And there's plenty of people there, so it's good if you don't, if you're one of those people that they like to get out but you can't, or maybe you're on your own or something like that. The workshops are really, really good because there's loads of us there, and yeah, it's good. Going up the volcano in 10 years to stargaze was a good idea. Yeah, it's pretty good up there, Karen. Thanks to Urban Northeast History, yeah, like both the channels. Brilliant above and beyond track. Tongue in cheek, you should do a Beer Monsters calendar so we can avoid them. The weather this year has been awful with clouds and rains. Hi Eric, count me in for the workshop and calendar. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, there you go. Eric was on one of my workshops. In fact, that might have been the last one I did, Eric. It was around about a year ago, wasn't it? So, yeah, so I just, honestly, I've been that busy this year doing other stuff. There's been a few things, there's been a few reasons why I haven't done it. I haven't done one, but I really, really should try and see if we can do one. Maybe later this month or in October before the weather starts to go to pot. So that would be good, wouldn't it? I'll definitely think of something. Bye to Cat's Rule. See you later. Having given up with Astro this week, off to West Virginia again next year to the dark sky spot I was at in 2022. Quality, not quantity, says Eric. Yeah. Well, I always pick a place that's suitable. Not everywhere is suitable at all times of the year, so I have to think about the location. And I've been to all different locations. This time of year, I like to go to the Lake District or maybe to North Yorkshire to the Ribblehead Viaduct, somewhere like that. So these are the places where I like to go to do my workshops. So keep watching. You never know. I'll announce if I do one. I'll announce it on here, and that'll be good. So we'll have to see. But I do tend to announce them at short notice because I want the weather to be clear. So there you go. So look out for those. And you never know. The comet might be around. Might still be around. I don't know. Unlikely, but the Ribblehead Viaduct workshop was superb, says Frank in Blackpool. Yeah, Frank came with us to the Ribblehead Viaduct. Yeah, it was interesting because the Ribblehead Viaduct in if anyone knows, it's in the is it the western moors of Yorkshire. And if anyone knows the Ribblehead Viaduct, it was built in around, what was it, 1860 or something. It's about 150 odd years old. Amazing structure. And yet when you go there at night, there's nobody there and you've got the whole place to yourself. And it's very, very eerie being there at night because it's one of those places that is very famous, and so many trains have gone across there. The Flying Scotsman, it's on the, what do they call it, the Settle to Carlisle route. And when you're there at night, it's amazing. It's like you can feel the history, and yet there's no crowds. It's really, really weird. Comet A3 next door, 24 will become a naked eye. So should do a calendar with the beer monsters and where they hang out. Yeah, you're right, Urban. Yeah. Do you not answer questions? Ask Nick Stark. Do I not answer questions? I did answer your question before. I think you asked what will happen to the comet when it goes around the sun, and I said I don't know if it'll survive. Moonage is back. Is it true that the moon is moving away from the Earth? The moon is moving away from the Earth at around about a centimetre a year, is it? I don't know how they measure that. A centimetre a year? I suppose in 1,000 years that adds up, doesn't it? Yeah. Darren Williams, beer monsters. Random's a beer monster. We've got a beer monster watching now. Random. Always going on the pub crawls all the time. We did Settle to Carlisle a couple of years ago from Sheffield. It was a brilliant run. Yeah, so the Ribblehead Viaduct is a pretty awesome location. It is a really, really awesome location, yeah. Thanks very much to Cat's Reel. Before I go, have a bath on me. Keep up the good work. Thanks very much. That's absolutely amazing. What's in the... Let's have a look. Yeah, thanks very much to Cat's Reel. That's absolutely amazing, yeah. So, yes, I've got a quiz. Yeah, I've got a quiz coming. So we're just on this comet at the moment. So I did actually do a workshop on. Have you had the chance to test Sky the Pro? No. Comet Neowise back in 2020. I did 3 workshops just on the Comet Neowise. Yeah, 3 in a row. So that went pretty well. But I think the case with this comet, I think what we're going to have to try and do, folks, is if you want to have a chance of seeing the comet, we're just going to have to try and get out there this week after sunset and just look towards the tail of. You probably won't be able to see it, but it's towards the tail of Leo. Now, I don't know how easy that's going to be to see, but that's where it's going to be. We'll be able to see Venus, but it's not quite in the same part of the sky as Venus. It's slightly towards the left of Venus. So, so there's definitely a chance of seeing it. And even if you can't see it, if you just take a picture of the sunset after the sun goes down, wait, give it half an hour, give the sun half an hour to go down, to get down enough for it to start to get a little bit darker, and then take a picture of the sky. And you never know, you might just get the comet in there. Urban North History, thanks very much. Northeast History, that's awesome. Whoa, £10. That is amazing. That makes it, wow, it's worth coming on there, wasn't it? Urban Northeast History, thank you very much for that. That is absolutely awesome. You should do a channel about pubs called Bassman Stephen. Yeah, I could start another channel just doing that, couldn't I? Ribblehead is in North Yorkshire, says Joanne. Joanne Ram, is it? You know, I'm struggling to see my screen here with my glasses on because my glasses are for reading, and that means when I'm looking like that, I'm looking through the, not the bit I'm supposed to. I go back to work on the 20th, might be in with a chance to photograph it. Yeah, we've got a chance, I reckon, until, I reckon all this week, right? All this week is a good chance. When is the next total eclipse in the UK? I don't think it's for a long time. The next total eclipse is going to be, I think it's not a total one. We've got one in October in America. Next month, we've got an eclipse in America next month. It's an annular eclipse. It means that the moon's not going to cover the sun. And then we've got a total eclipse of the sun happening in America next year in April. That's going to be a total eclipse of about 4.5 minutes. And I am going to be there. I'm going to Texas. So who's coming with us? Ooh, it all went quiet there for a few seconds. Chris is with us now. So I've got the Sky at Night magazine here. There you go. This is for September. So I think there'll be a little bit in here about the comet, you know. Oh, look, they've got a bit about the aurora. It's that time again, folks, when the aurora. L Wilt in seconds, yeah. Hi, Centre Eye. Random says he'll come. I'm just looking for this thing about the comet, so can't find it now. No. Anyway, never mind. It's the comet. Stephen, I want to do the eclipse but Texas, but the Indy 500 did a couple of weeks. Can't be both unless I get sacked from work. That's work in progress. Well, the Indy 500 is every year, Rick. Yeah, you can do that any year. This eclipse, when's going to be the next one? That's the thing. That's what you've got to ask yourself. I would choose the eclipse. Josh, thank you very much. You're the reason I got into astronomy. Whee! Josh Bell, thank you very much. Another super chat there. Wow, that's amazing. Thanks very much to everyone who's done a super chat. That's Josh, absolutely awesome. Thanks very much to Josh there. So I think we're coming up to quiz time, folks. It's 10 to. It's about to start. I was late starting, wasn't I? Who's ready for a quiz? If you're ready for the quiz, type 1. Get some good bit and you can watch that instead. Sorted, huh? And you never know, you might go there and get clouded out for the eclipse, mightn't you? Not likely though in Texas, I don't think. Going camping down Gower tomorrow night to try to look for the comet. Good luck. I hope it's clear, because if it is clear, you will have a good chance. Partial solar. Paul and Julia posted stuff about eclipses there, but I can't read them. I'll tell you what, the chat is moving pretty fast, you know. I'm struggling to read some of these messages because it is moving pretty fast. So everyone's typing 1. Now this quiz I did last week, so but hopefully it applies, I think. I'm gonna. In fact, there's one question which I don't even know the answer to. Actually, I think I do, but I just need to double check on it. So let's just. I'll have the quiz up in a second. Darren Williams just got his message taken off there. Sorry about that. When you post too many of those emojis, it takes them off. Right, so I just need to do this. Be with you in a second. Right, okay, here we go. Question number 1. Does anybody know what the current phase of the moon is right now? Can anybody tell me what the phase of the moon is right now? Dr. House Lounge, hi. Frank in Blackpool, very old and nearly gone. Audio Coffee was first with waning crescent. That's what I was looking for. Wayne says waxing. No, it's the opposite. Waning. It's actually a waning crescent. It's actually really slim at the moment. I just checked then. So the moon at the moment is a waning crescent, which means it's almost a new moon. So when it stops being a waning crescent, it'll be pretty much where the sun is, and we won't be able to see it. So it'll be as good as a new moon. A new moon is when you can't see the moon because it's right where the sun is. If it was right in front of the sun, we'd have a total eclipse, but that only happens every so often. That's what's going to happen next month in America. The moon is going to move slap bang in front of the sun from a particular part of America. You have to be in a particular space for that to happen. If you're not quite in the total eclipse line, you get to see a partial eclipse. So quite a lot of America will see a partial eclipse, but there will be one particular line. There'll be a line across the states where the shadow of the moon crosses, and that's where they get to see the. But it won't be a total eclipse next month because the moon does not block out all of the sun. It's actually an annual eclipse. A total eclipse is next year in April, and that's all to do with the moon being a little bit closer. It's closer, so it'll cover the sun up. So every eclipse is different. Centre I said I meant waning crescent. Yeah. Well, I think people did all right there. Most people did seem to do pretty good. I wonder if there's a street named Waning Crescent. Yeah, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Waning Crescent, yeah. Can anybody tell me what planets are quite easily visible at the moment? What planets are quite easily visible at the moment? So what can we see at the moment fairly easily? without too much trouble. Does anyone know what we can see? What planets? Jupiter, yeah. Earth, someone says Earth. Frank says Uranus, but maybe we're behind the binos. I've only seen that through a telescope. Jupiter, Saturn, yeah, yeah. All those are up, yeah. How long have I been interested in astronomy? Well, I've been interested in it for well over 20 years, but I only really got seriously interested when I joined a club. And that was around about 2009. Well, 2009 was when I really started to get into it. 2010 was when I joined the club, and ever since then, I've learned everything myself. I haven't had to look for things. I pretty much know everything. Pluto says. Someone says Pluto. Mercury. Well, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it was easily visible, but Mercury is I think Mercury is visible at the moment. So, but yeah, I was looking for Jupiter, Mars, Venus, all those, the usual suspects, and some of the other planets are better for looking at with the telescope. So, how long is a piece of string? Says Darren Williams. So yeah, we've got Saturn, Jupiter, Venus. I've got wrote down here, and if you want to have a go at Mercury, you can do. It's where's Mercury at the moment? Is it a morning object or is it in the? You know, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell. James says Mars. Right, I've never spotted Mercury. Little Wing 6 was 9. Well, if you watch I did a video on it, spotting Mercury. Oh, it's a while back now, but you can watch that and have a look and see how I found it. What is a term for Venus when it rises in the morning? When it rises at dawn. So what do they sometimes call Venus when it rises at dawn? Before the sun. What do they call Venus? Have you ever seen Venus in the morning? We're usually seeing it in the evening, but when you see it in the morning, it looks quite. Oh, look at these answers there. Very good. Frank was first. Frank in Blackpool with Morning Star, followed by Audio Coffee. Little Wing 6 was 9. Marion, Alan, Black Country, Centre, Chris. Yep, we've all got it. All got Morning Star. So there you go. We were looking for Morning Star. It's not a star, of course, but they just call it Morning Star because it looks like a star, doesn't it? I suppose. Doesn't twinkle like a star, though, because it's a planet. White in the morning, disco ball in the evening. Looks gorgeous rising up on the horizon, yeah. It does look really nice, Venus. It can cause a shadow as well. Has anyone had a shadow of them cast by Venus when it's very, very bright? It can get to around magnitude -4. Venus can get to magnitude -4. Maybe even a bit brighter than that. So, can anybody tell me what is the autumnal equinox and when is it? What's the date? What is the autumnal equinox and when is it? What's the autumnal equinox and when is it? You're one out, Frank. Richard's got the right one. Audio Coffee, you're 2 out. This month. Simon's got it. 23rd, yeah. It's on the 23rd, yeah. So when the sun rises east and sets west, yeah. Says Bitcoin Wolf Club, yeah. You're right, yeah. Yeah, what's happening is the Earth is going around the sun, and at 2 points around the sun, the equator lines up with the sun, lines up. Now, in our spring, it lines up with the equator, but then starts moving. We start to tilt towards the sun. But at this time of year, the Earth does not change tilt. It doesn't change. Well, it does. It can change tilt over a long period of time, but it's just basically got the same tilt as it goes around, and it's basically one is tilted towards our hemisphere is tilted towards the sun in the summer, and it's tilted away from the sun in our winter, and that's basically what happens. It just keeps going round and round and round like that, and that's what's happening all the time. And the equinoxes are when the equator, the sun is directly above the equator. The solstices is when the sun is directly above the tropics, the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere is the highest point. It's the most furthest point north of the equator that the sun rises and can get to overhead. The Tropic of Capricorn is the same point in the southern hemisphere that in their summer the sun can get to overhead. It doesn't get overhead any further north of the tropics. And that's when we get the solstices. Hi to Rohan. When is the best time to see the comet? After sunset, Rohan. After sunset. Hi, Brummy in the Highlands. Right. Hi to Richard. So that was yeah. So it's on the 23rd. The equinox is on the 23rd. Right. So question number 5. Can anybody tell me what the equinox is? It's a funny word, and I don't even know if that's in the dictionary. But can anybody tell me what equinox is? Equinox. Oh, dearest. Equinox. Is that a washing machine? A brand of soap for Frank in Blackpool. No idea, says Little Wing. Equal line. Well, yeah, that's what it means. It basically means, and it only really applies to northern latitudes. You know, on the equator, you never ever get an equal day and night. It never happens. Never happens on the equator or anywhere near the equator. Equal day and night doesn't happen near the equator. Never happens. But it does happen at northern latitudes and at southern latitudes. So our equinox, when we get the most equal day and equal night, I think it happens after. It happens at around about 2 to 3 days after the equinox, where we get pretty much an equal night and an equal day. So that's what the equinox means. And it happens after the autumnal equinox, but it happens before the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. So that's when we get the equal day and the equal night. It doesn't happen on the equator though. You need a telescope to see Pluto. Equal level of brightness, light all the time. It's a star. Equinox. I think it's a nice word actually. An equinox was equal day and night. No, equinox just means, well, it does. Equinox is Latin for equal. Nox equals is Latin for night. It's like an old term, equinox. So pretty much, yes, back in the olden days, they would call it the equinox equal night. But strictly speaking, it's not. But back then, you know, it was as good as equal day and night back then. So that's why it's called equinox. Equinox is just another word we've made up just to make it more sort of, you know. Does the sun set in the same place in both equinoxes? Yeah. So if it's the spring equinox or the autumnal equinox, the sun will be in exactly the same place for everyone on Earth. It's the same thing. The only difference is that the tilt of the Earth, we're on a different side of the sun, so we're getting more tilted away from the sun in winter, but we're getting tilted more towards it in summer. But yeah, the sun is in exactly the same place. It looks exactly the same for the spring and for the autumn. Is it when all the hippies go to Stonehenge? That's on the solstice, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Question number 6. What was the meteor shower that we had back in August? Can anybody tell me the meteor shower that we had back in August? We had a meteor shower back in August. Oh, Little Wings got it. It's one of the best meteor showers of the year. And I didn't get to see any. I never got to see any this year. Greg Helton, Aurora Borealis was seen in North England recently. The news says possibly tonight, yeah. Not much chance of seeing them tonight with all these clouds. Oh, they're all coming in. Frank in Blackpool said he saw one, though, a Perseid. Everyone's saying Perseids. Hey, well done, everyone. I saw a few Trailblazers, says Little Wing. No, me, Stephen. I saw plenty without the cam. The last good meteor shower I saw was a Geminids back in December last year. They were amazing. The Geminids. Oh, they were absolutely awesome. Can anybody name the meteor shower that we get in April? What meteor shower do we get in April? So we've just spoken about the Perseids, the regular meteor showers. We get meteor showers regularly because when the Earth goes around the sun, we pass through tails of comets. So like Halley's Comet and other comets, we pass into the trails, and it's the trails of the comets that create the dust that come into the atmosphere. And because we go around the sun regularly and go through these tails, that's why you get the meteor showers every year at the same time. Marion says Leonids. It's actually the Lyrids I was looking for. And I think Frank in Blackpool was the first one. We've had a silent lightning. Oh, interesting. Taurids, no. There are quite a lot of meteor showers throughout the year, but most of them are not really that easy to see. But the Lyrids is a pretty good one. It's one of the decent ones worth looking for. That's in April. What is? Oh, I've already asked that one. So we're coming into we're coming into autumn now. Can anybody name the constellation otherwise known as the Hunter, which can be seen again now if you're up early enough in the morning? I haven't seen it yet. Oh, Little Wing is fast. Wow, that was impressive. Look at that. That was fast. Frank said he saw him last week at work. I'm not getting out much, am I? I'm really not. I've not been out late for a long time. Everyone's saying Orion. Frank said it was 5 a.m. when he saw it. Yeah, 5 a.m. It actually looks really spectacular. If you can get out to see Orion in the morning, you get to see the Milky Way as well. The winter Milky Way. Yeah, it looks pretty spectacular. It does. If you get a chance to get out there, you might just see Orion coming up. It's still early days at the moment, but Orion, the winter constellation, Orion the Hunter, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, there you go. So I've got some picture. I took a picture of Orion. Have I got it on here? Just have a quick look. I'll just have a look. I took a good picture. I've got a lot of pictures of Orion. Here's one. Can you see that? That's Orion above some trees. I'll be editing the lightning later. Oh wow, Little Wing, seeing Orion. It's like seeing an old friend again. Yeah, it is. So what's the big bright orange star in Orion? What's the name of the bright orange star that we can see in Orion? It's one of the most famous. I like Pleiades. One of the first things I spotted as a child. Yeah, the Pleiades as well. The little cluster of the Seven Sisters. That's another one to look out for. Thanks, Marianne. Little Wing is very impressive. Betelgeuse. Don't name it 3 times. Bad things happen. Yeah, so the answer I was looking for there was Betelgeuse, yeah. I think Little Wing was first. This picture here was taken in Tenerife, and I don't know if you can see it, but Orion is there somewhere. That was actually taken in the morning. There's actually zodiacal light there on that picture. Is that right, or is that Orion there? I think, sorry, I'm pointing the wrong way. There's actually zodiacal light there on that picture. Yeah, taken in Tenerife. Yeah, belt right above the car. Yeah, you can see the belt. It's kind of side on because that was taken in Tenerife, and Orion is, when it rises down there, it's almost on its side. I'm going to Tenerife for my holiday in 2 months, says Josh. Well, you might see something like this, Josh. And by the way, you can see zodiacal light all year round in Tenerife. Yeah, it is pretty spectacular, folks. It is. Oh, and I just want to show you something before we get to the last question. This is an example of the Milky Way at this time of year. If you go somewhere dark enough, look at that. Yeah, that's Dermot water in the Lake District. Doesn't that look amazing? Look at that, folks. That was taken in September. A couple of years ago, or was it last year? I don't know, to be honest. I think it was a couple of years ago, but that's what you can get in September. Thanks, Audio Coffee. Rick says he thinks he hears Mid Wales calling. So, last question. Name the bright orange star that we can see towards the west in the evening at the moment. If you look towards the west, there's a bright orange star out there. What's it called? Has anyone seen it? Twinkling away there in the west. You can see it. It's usually the first thing you see after the sun goes down. There's an orange star out there. Does anyone know what it is? Talking about a star, not a planet. You always see it at this time of year. It's because it's very obvious towards the west. From Boates. Is it Boates or Boots, says Little Wing? Cap or something? No. I might need to answer this one. Orange, yes. Little Wing got it. Arcturus. Yeah, I was looking for Arcturus. If you look towards the west, if you're out looking for the comet, you will see Arcturus. If you look towards the west in the evening, round about, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that, you'll see it twinkling away in the west, Arcturus. And there's a way to find Arcturus if you don't know how to find it. I'm just going to show you how to find it. So, I wish that would get off. Can you see? Can you see that arc to Arcturus? Can you see the handle of the plough on there? Notice how the handle of the plough arcs round. And if you follow the arc round, it would get to Arcturus. Arc to Arcturus from the handle of the plough to see the star I was just talking about. It's at the bottom of that constellation. It looks like a kite. It's called Boots, the herdsman. Arc to Arcturus. Follow the handle of the plough or the saucepan or the Big Dipper and follow that arc and you will get to a bright star if you keep following that arc round. That's how you know that you're looking at Arcturus. So there you go. You're learning stuff here, you see. This is how you find stars. This is how you know what you're looking at because you use other stars, constellations to find. My back door is facing west. Need to make my tripod taller. I think it's binary, like Sirius. I think it dances in pretty colours, yeah. Little Wing did very well, yes. A round of applause for Little Wing. It did very well in the quiz. Capella is in the east. Well, that's a good question. I just want to point out Capella is another very, very bright star. It's in the constellation of Auriga. Now, Capella, someone has just mentioned Capella. Now, you can use the plough to find Capella as well. So, can you see the plough here? The Big Dipper there? Instead of arcing round to Arcturus, you use the top of the plough. You see the two stars there, the top of the bowl? They point straight towards Capella. Can you see? And it doesn't matter where it is in the sky, that will always point to Capella. The two stars on the top of the bowl there, can you see them? The two stars there, they point to Capella all the time. All year, doesn't matter when you look, they're always pointing towards Capella. So we've found out how to find Arcturus, and we found out how to find Capella using the plough, which we can see all year round. We can see the plough no matter when. We can see it all year round, unless you're in Tenerife, because the plough can actually set, or part of it can set, which is a bit of a pain. So, well, in the UK we can anyway. Cool, Capella one end and the North Star the other, yeah. And don't forget the North Star as well. We can get the North Star from there as well. But that's, I don't know, I won't go into that now. I've done videos on that. I'm sure I've done a video on how to find the North Star. So there you go. I'm going to go now. My voice is starting to break up a bit. So thanks everyone for joining in. We've still got about 100 people watching, which is really good. We just had the quiz and everyone did pretty well. Thanks everyone for doing the super chats. That's really, really good. And also I want to thank the mods as well for coming in. Thanks everyone for sorting the chat out. It all really helps. Thanks to all the regulars as well. We've got quite a few people that come in regularly. So a little bit basic this week. Back to basics, I think. It's getting back that time again, isn't it now? Well, I'll be doing stuff inside. But I tell you what I want to do. I want to get out there and film some stars. Now, I would have done it tonight if it was clear. You never know. The Comet Live. It could happen, you know. You don't know. Don't put it past it, you know. But I will be getting out there and doing some more live streams when it's Dutch van der Linde. Hi. And we're just going now. Yeah, but I will be getting out there and filming the stars live, or the moon even. What about the epic moonrise that we did back in Liverpool? That was absolutely awesome, wasn't it? Something like that. I think it'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. So don't forget, folks, if it's clear where you are, after sunset this week, get out and look towards the west. Look toward, not so much towards Venus, but I think it's more towards the left of Venus. You never know. You might not be able to see it, but if you take a picture, you could just photograph a comet. So, honestly, I can't use this thing. I think that the comet is... Oh, sorry, I can't. This thing is completely gone off. Anyway, never mind. Look out for the comet, folks. I think I've done. I think I put a link on the community page. I put a link to a site where you can have a look. You can look it up and see where you need to look to find the comet. Like I say, we're looking into the sunset. This week is going to be the week to see it, folks. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe even into the weekend. Once we get to the 18th, I don't think we're going to have a chance. I think the 17th and 18th, I think it's going to be too close to the sun. So the best times to get out is any day this week if you can. Have a look towards the sunset. Look at some charts. I put a chart in the community page. I didn't get a chance to do a video about it, but hopefully you might get a chance to have a look. And even if you can't see it, like I say, just take a picture. Take a picture of the sunset. Nothing special, just take a picture of the sunset, the sky. And you never know, you might just get the comet in there. You might just get it in there. Use a telephoto lens if you can, because I think if you use a wide lens, it might not be big enough. You might need to use a long lens, like a 200mm or something like that. Might be long enough. Anything wide might not show it up very well. So there you go, that's it. Yeah, it would centre eye, yeah. Learn something new every night, yeah. Thanks, Darren. Yeah. So that's it. I'm going to go now. I'm going to get a drink because my voice is really, really breaking up. I am struggling at the moment, folks. So there you go. I'm going to go now and I will see you again next week, hopefully. Goodbye. Happy comet spotting. I'll try and do another post on it if I can. If I manage to get to see it, or if I got a chance, I might do a video on it. So there you go. You could even use your phone possibly. Yeah, I think you could. Yeah, just make sure to zoom in. So I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.